this one we're going to take a look at the 10 by 10 piston house. Now this one is a little bit different from some of the other ones that I've been working on recently, because in this one I've tried my hardest to make sure that all of the redstone fits within a 10 by 10 area. Now the end product of this is a hugely dense and compact mess of redstone wiring and components that looks really quite impressive. So let's hop into my open air testing world and we'll take a closer look. Now this build consists of 5 different layers. We've got 2 layers above the ground, then we've got 3 layers that go below the ground. Now each one of these is filled to the brim with redstone contraptions. Some of them specialise in different things, for example farming and storage, and we're going to be taking a look at all of that in the next couple seconds. But anyway, how about we head inside? All we have to do is hit this button here, and as you can see our door opens up, revealing the first layer. Now this doesn't have anything particularly exciting on the inside. It's got a bunch of stuff that is often found in piston houses. For example, over here we've got the armor equipping station. Just hit this button and we are fully kitted out in diamond armor, which I wouldn't mind one of those in my own house, to be honest with you. And then over here we've got the super smelter. So if I just chuck some cobblestone in here, flick this lever, you can see that it gets dropped out into the furnace, and we have got ourselves a working smelting system. And then finally in this corner we have got the bin. If I chuck the items into there, they will be dropped off into the void, never to be seen again. Good for things that you don't want. Final little things worth noting for this floor, we've got the back doors, which, yeah, they're nothing too special. And then this little water thing here, that takes us down to the layer beneath. And we're going to take a look at that in a little bit. But first off, let's head up to the top floor. So all I have to do here is flick this lever. You can see that I get pushed up to the top. And there's not too much going on up here, simply because there's not a whole lot of space to work with. First off, we've got some redstone lamps in the ceiling. These toggle on and off depending on the time of day. Then over here we've got the enchanting system, which is also toggleable. So right now it is on full max enchantments. Then when we flick this lever here, all of the pistons extend, and that will only allow us to get low enchantments, which is pretty helpful. Other than that, we've got a crafting bench and a double bed, because that's the way that I like it. So anyway, let's head down to the bottom and we'll go down into some of the lower layers. Now this first layer is based mostly around potion brewing. So first off, we have got the nether wart farm. This is a water-based nether wart farm, so when I hit this button, all of the water will be dispensed and all of the nether wart ends up in these hoppers. Obviously, you would generally do it when all of the nether wart is fully grown, but I didn't really have time to wait for that one. But all of the nether wart ends up in this chest, and generally you get a pretty good harvest. Then on the right hand side we have got the double potion brewing stations. Now these things are based on a concept by Exumavoid, and they work absolutely wonderfully. You can see that the chest is currently clear. When we hit this button we will get the new potions going in. We've got 3 potions of swiftness, and then a new set of potions will be brewed up while we wait for the other ones, if that makes any sense. Really smart idea and incredibly compact, allowing us to get 2 of them in this incredibly small area. Moving down once again, we have got the farming layer. Now first off, we've got the cocoa bean farm, and I will just say that these 2 trees are a little bit close to one another, which means we've lost out on some cocoa bean space. But anyway, we place all of these down. Now generally you would wait for these guys to grow, but I don't have time for that, so we're going to hit this button here, and you can see that all of those get harvested. Then over in this corner, we have got the wheat farm. So if you just flick this lever, that will turn on all the bone meal. Then we just walk back and forth, placing down all the seeds like this. They will all be bone meal, grow up, and then pushed across by the pistons, and that means that we get ourselves a ton of wheat really quite quickly. Then finally over in this corner we have got our sheep farm. Now this thing is pretty smart. All we have to do here is hit this button, that will turn on the water, that will activate the breeding mode. So then we hold down right click with our wheat and that will breed a bunch of sheep. Then the baby sheep get pushed over to that side there, and when those guys are fully grown up, sadly they are going to get toasted by the lava. They will all die and their mutton will drop down into these hoppers here and end up in this chest. Going down for the final time now, this is the bottom layer, we have got the item storage room. So both of these are activated by redstone torches. That will open up these 2x2 hipster doors, and you go through into these chest rooms. You've got ender chest, a little bit of furnace action, and also some bulk storage, and the same thing goes for this side as well. And then over here we've got one of my favourite machines in this entire build, simply because it's extremely silly. I like to call this one the Make It Rain machine. We hit this button and just diamonds start flying at you. You get 36 diamonds. It's a bit of an odd number, but it looks pretty cool, and that's why I like it. So there we go. That is all of the redstone contraptions. All we have to do now is make our way back up to the top, and we do that using all of these slime blocks. So press this button here, we go up to the top and press this button, and we are on the top layer. Then we can just head outside, hit this button, close up the piston house, because we are done for today. So there we have it, ladies and gents. So that rounds up today's video on this tiny 10 by 10 piston house. I really do hope that you've enjoyed it. As you can probably tell, I've spent a fairly long time on this build. So if you have enjoyed it, please let me know down in the comment section, because that would be greatly appreciated. Now, as always, if you do want to take a closer look at all the redstone behind this thing,